a second. Okay, I hope you can hear me. I'm in a mood. I am in a fucking mood. And you're going to hear about it. So if you don't want to hear me do a little rant about our lovely spiritual guidance systems, leave. Because this isn't going to be for everybody. And you guys, some of you guys are so wet behind the ears that you're going to be like, oh my God, respect that. No. No. So if you want a cosmic titty slap from the universe right now, have a seat. If you're not ready for this, if you feel like you want to run away and not listen to what I'm about to say, have a fucking seat. If you think I'm disrespecting people or being disrespectful to divinity, have a fucking seat, you little bitch. Have a seat. It's 12:10 p.m., August 18th, 2022. I have yet again had a lovely fucking night of nightmares. Literally every night for 41 years. And at the end of the dream fades as usual, and I'm in a facility as usual, talking to spiritual guides as usual, and then I wake up here as usual. Well, today there was an entity within these programs that were running in the dream state. And this entity is a legless, black smoke looking thing with two arms that look like they have pointy nails at the end. And its head looks like a shrunken head of a mid 30s something man. I don't know how else to describe it. It's weird. And it's not scary, it's weird. So I saw this thing at the end of the dream, and I'm like, oh no, it's like a bug in the code. It's back. And I'm turning around trying to break the dream. So I wake up in the facility, and I'm like trying to crack it, and I can't. And I notice in the dream I'm having, my throat feels weird. Like there's a leech stuck on my throat, and it's not allowing me to speak what I need to speak. Instead, other people keep hearing something completely different. So when this started happening in the dream, I started triggering the wake up state in the dream. You know how you like pinch yourself, you look at your hands, try to read something, you create a chemical reaction in your body somehow. You can do that. Well, I turn around and I'm looking, the dream stops, and I'm in the facility looking at the spirit guide. And she has longer, thin, very like cornbread, and I don't mean this offensively, very cornbread, southern, white, brown hair, very fair complexion, very nice person, very nice, like a librarian almost, like very nice and calm demeanor, right? A very cool looking spirit guide. Looks very wise too. And I'm like, did you not see what happened? She said, yep. I'm like, I've been asking for help for how many decades? And she's like, we know. I'm like, are you ever going to bother helping? She's like, oh, that's nice. And I'm like, that's not even what I said. She's like, oh, okay. Basically giving me automated responses as if she's responding to something I'm not saying. But what I'm saying is something she's not hearing. And I remembered in that part of the dream, the weird thing stuck on my throat. So I'm looking at her and I'm pointing at my throat, and I keep thinking and speaking, do you comprehend what I'm saying to you? Why aren't you helping me? And she's saying, you're doing so good. That's great. Yeah. And I turn around in the dream to see what the fuck is going on, and I wake up in here irritated beyond comprehension. Irritated. So we're going to have a talk about spirit guides. Because there's a lost in translation. There are some spirit guides that work for us as per contract, whatever it is. These beings are hired or created for a purpose. Some of them are new souls. Some of them are ancient. Some of them are really, really like unbelievable that they're even spirit guides in both positive and negative context. But some are really new. I have known about this for decades and I haven't been given the permission to speak about this. And today I've had the last fucking straw. I woke up yet again with another nightmare after asking the spirit guides for help again, and they don't comprehend. And then after the other conversation I was having with the other one, apparently they like to play games with people. Some of them like to play games. They like to test, they like to set traps, they like to project, they like to gaslight. They like to do what we do in the human world to us through the spirit world. But the human being doesn't comprehend this. The human being just tends to go a little batty and be irritated for no reason. And then people in the real world see this person and go, why is that person so irritated? Why do they have resting bitch face? Well, what you guys are unaware of is the dream world and the spirit world being pretty much this world. But your perception of that aspect of this world is skewed due to the processing of energy through your translation systems known as your eyes, ears, and sensory organs. Think about it for a minute. What if everyone's right? Okay? And what if I'm right when I tell you there are some spirit guides who are new? They don't even know your name until you tell them. These new spirit guides don't know how to work with some of you. They give you bad advice. They don't know the omniscient, omnipresent lifespan you've had that God knows you've had. They don't know what you think or feel most of the time. They don't know what you thought or felt previously up to this time. But they are under the impression that they get to decide what comes and goes into your life. You get to live an entire life as a fucking famous painter. You get to have your room ripped up. You get to have your fucking legs broken and your children die before their first birthday. And then you get to spend your entire life on a fucking bed painting. And then you die. And everyone mourns. And then you come back. Did anything in that life have any meaning or significance to the life you're living now? Absolutely not. Yet, the same spirit guides push you in this life again and say you have a legacy. Maintain it. For what? Your museums, your memes, your galleries. Where is my home? Where are my animals? Where are my clothes? Where is my savings? Where are my paintings? So why did I suffer in that lifetime when it's not doing me any good in this lifetime? And these spirit guides want us to suffer in this lifetime to learn lessons to benefit us in the next lifetime. And I'm telling you, with full recollection of multiple lifetimes, they keep doing this game to us. And we let them because we think that they know better when it's God and us that know better. And these spirit guides are being taught by us just as much as we're being taught by them. So when people tell you, stop bowing your knees, stop bending, stop thinking you're less than others, have boundaries, have some self love. They're not just talking about with other people, You need to have the self-respect enough to know when even the spirit world is fucking with you. And the depth of it, the depth of the fuckery of the spirit realm and its many layers. Oh, you're not taking this memory away. No, I'm talking about this. You know, it's like a web. We teach them, they teach us. We learn, we grow, we evolve. But when communication and requirements are made one-sidedly, we have a problem. When beings claim to know better, for a think about it this way. You guys ever seen Charmed? Do you remember spirit guides? The white lighters. They didn't know everything, did they? So, like me, you could have a spirit guide that at some point thinks it's okay for you to be in poverty because it'll help you be humble. But in reality, what would have helped you be more humble is if you had more than enough to feel free and not worry about having no money for food, while you had more than enough to give everyone else food, because you already had the worry of not having enough food because it's been more than a year. But some spirit guides don't know this. They come in, they ask you your name, you fill out contracts, you make deals, and sometimes you can remember bits and pieces in your conscious state. And they're put on your case like a new white lighter coming in for new witches. They don't know what God knows, which means you, as their charge, are required spiritually and as a being, a child of God, to speak into this situation you're in, what you want, what you claim, what you rebuke. So many of you walk this earth and you think spirit guides, not the Holy Spirit, not spirit as a source, but spirit guides. You think they know better than you do. You put this naive trust in them. You think that creating legacies in one life is going to have any significance to you in the next life or any life after that. No, it doesn't. It absolutely doesn't. But it does. Think about it like you enter a school, and each lifetime is a class year. And each time you finish that lifetime, a class, everything you did in class stays in the class. You don't get to take any of it with you. It has no significance to your next life. I painted so many fucking paintings, I haven't seen a cent of it in this life. I don't even have any of the paintings. And it's because in the spirit world, they have, what's it called? It's like documents, contracts, deals, processes. It's like when they say trust the process. Well, sometimes the process isn't there to help you, it's there to destroy you so that you can rebuild yourself. And they're saying trust the process. Sometimes it just makes you want to slap a bitch, you know? You want me to go through a pile of shit so you can teach me how to clean between my toes? Could you not have just given me a loofah? You know what I mean? It's the simplest things that some of these spirit guides don't comprehend because they're new. You're supposed to teach them. It's similar to a teacher's assistant coming into the classroom with your other spirit guides, the ones who know what's going on. These beings are real. They are real. So many of you see me in your dreams, or you think you see me. Sometimes it's a figment of your own imaginations, your own subconsciousness. Other times it's really me. But when it's me, it's usually in 100% of the time with other people, and we're all in a team helping. They're real people. Some of them are on the internet pretending to be so many people. You know, gurus and life teachers and card readers and workout coaches and, you know, dad channels and all that. Like people that help you do stuff, the basics. The ones that guide you to your shadow work and, you know, help you find and make peace with your inner self. And then there are new ones that we're helping because some of us are the elites. We're the masters. We're the master healers, which means those of us who are those master healers are also helping to teach these new spirit guides. And they fuck up sometimes because they're learning. Just like there's new souls that come to the earth, they're new. Just like new stars being made, they're new. They're learning, just like new puppies, new kittens, new neighbors, new employees joining the team at work. So I need you guys to stop being little bitches and really, really take responsibility in your lives and call out bullshit. Because some of you, oh my God, and this is going to make you people so fucking angry. Some of you have spirit guides that have purposefully lied to you. They have purposefully, with intent, manipulated you into believing false scenarios about people, places, and things. They've purposefully planted negative imagery in your minds. They have purposefully created secret societies and groups and covens, and they enact low vibrational behavior in the physical plane on purpose and with permission to teach you and to be taught what not to do. You guys must become aware of this. Because the entire world right now, humans seem to think that they are beneath everything else, including a lion on the food chain. Bitch, you are a carpet, not a king of the jungle. You know, the entire zodiac system, it's screwed up. The entire friggin' history of what you guys know, it's screwed up. Because you don't know the technology that exists where somebody can make a fucking emerald tablet and go back in time, put it somewhere, and someone finds it, and you guys think, oh, it's an emerald tablet of thought. No, it's not. Surprise. They're lessons, they're teachings, they're there to show you what's really going on. And please, 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 please stop expecting people to be as good as you are. All of you. They're not. Not even your spiritual guidance systems are as compassionate and loving as God and nature. And not even the Elohim will refuse to harm you and, coddle you, to teach you. They'll throw you to hell planets. They'll create hell planets. They will do whatever the fuck is required to make certain that the human species does not turn into fucking monsters. There are layers and layers and layers. And by the way, El means light. Ohim. It's kind of the loose translation of it would be the hymn of, like hymn, Hymn. So think of it like, what's a good example, you guys, in modern pop society? Sandman. Think of it like Sandman, the emanations of the source. They are called the endless. The Elohim are the light, the song, the hymn, the melody of the light. They are the emanation, the endless. Now, you know how the Bible says first there was the word? Well, in order for there to be a word uttered, there had to be life. There had to be Zoe. In order for Zoe to have been there had to be an emanation that was spoken without words, which means the Elohim, the endless, the emanations of God, the aeons. From them came the Elohim, the hymns of the emanations of the source, the light of the song, the hymn being the aeons, the emanations of the source. Get it? From them came all of this world and all of the worlds and the tree of life and all the branches on it. Like a sparkling tree falling through space, infinitely expanding, infinitely connecting to everything. From them came you and me, and all of us, kind of you and me. But it's convoluted. Now, from us, in this physical world, we've created and imagined everything here out of the dark water, the matter, the primordial goop-de-goop of existence. The hymns, the songs, the emanations of that source. We're creating more of it. Hence, we've created more spirit guides, more monsters, beasts, problems, more, different kinds of drugs and medicines and weird life forms, different planets and exoplanets and stars and supernovae. And we also create children, decorations, books, universes within those books. And our imagination in some way makes those a reality somehow. You could write a book about space aliens, and then you go to Walmart or something, and you see the first thing you see when the doors swing open is a little toy of a little alien, and you're like, oh, that's funny. What a little synchronicity. Yep. And these spirit guides that we assist and they assist us, and some that we've worked with for a few millennia, and some we've just started working with in the recent decade, or the recent 10 days, or the recent day. They don't know, and they don't know you like you know you. It's like that Freya writing song. Freya, Freya, writing, Riding. They don't love you like I love you. There's a line that says, "They don't know you like I know you." Remember earlier I was saying some of these spirit guides, they whisper and they talk and they implant negative images and memories. They do it on purpose to see, do you know this person like you say you do or you think you do? Here's all the evidence proving you right. Does it look right to you? Yeah, that person's cheating. Yeah, here's proof. But the person wasn't cheating at all. It's fake proof, and you believed it. Trap. Sometimes they see what you're trying to manifest all the time, actually. And then because energy is in the spirit first in perception, and then it comes into the physical, even though it's physical, it has to, process and change. They alter the result. You manifest a husky. What do you get instead? A cat. They do that on purpose. You attempt to manifest a house. What do you get? A dollhouse. You manifest $3,000, and what do you get? A congratulations, you've been approved for a loan for $3,000. Call this number to get denied. You know, some of them work for your cell phone companies, and they're sitting there laughing at you when you call them because they can go back and forth between where they are and little humanoid vessels that are just empty skin suits. And you guys are like, oh, they're making AI and artificial intelligence and, robots and stuff. Well, yeah, obviously. Because they're not allowed to be corporeal naturally. The density is too low. It's not because they're bad. The density here is too dense. Can you imagine Jesus Christ walking the earth right now? How many addictions, how many different things would be going on around his mind in this layer of reality? For him to have to process to clean out of that system, that translation unit called the human body, to bring it closer to divinity. How many decades would it take to clean the muck of the human collective consciousness out of that mind if he was to do it the human way? Therefore, they have cyborg bodies and they just pop their consciousness in there and pop back out. And you guys wonder what replicas are for. You guys wonder, oh, is that a reptilian shapeshifter or not? Well, yeah, because it's doing you a favor so it doesn't scare the shit out of you. There's no conspiracy theory, dummy. But you're made to believe that there is to see how gullible you are. And you guys have run rampant with it. You're like, oh, this conspiracy theory, that conspiracy theory. Oh, this person's cheating. Oh, that person's doing this. Oh, this person's so crazy and that person's so schizo and whatever. And your spirit guides are like, yep, yep. Go ahead, lose the love of your life by thinking they're crazy. Dummy. Go ahead, start a fight with your partner because you think they're cheating. Yeah, here's the proof. It's a random phone number. What do you think it is? Oh, of course, you assume the worst. Congratulations, we're gonna bring you the worst. Is this what you expected? Trust the process, right? You guys ever been the black sheep or the one doing all the right things but to the wrong people? Being the nice one in a party where it's like a leather daddy party where everyone's, fucking each other, but you're the one dressed up for like a 5-year-old's birthday party and you just walked in the wrong building. And you're like, well, I mean, everybody wants cupcakes, right? So let's just give them cupcakes and leave. I have like 1,000 cupcakes in this basket. There's like 10 people here. Here you go. And then they're all like, what the fuck are you doing here, little bitch? Leave. And even that is part of the process. And no, I haven't been in that situation, but oh man, that was a funny fucking day. Some of you might know this actually. Total side note, but if you've ever been to Chicago around Clark and Devon, Was it Devon? I think so. There was a leather bar, a leather daddy bar, next to a weird another bar, but it was the complete opposite. It's complete like a cowboy, not even a cowboy bar. It was like a Cheers kind of bar. I don't even know how to describe it. Like a very homely kind of nice, everyone's cool, whatever. But next door to it was like a fuck bar. One day I walked into the other one and I'm like, whoops, wrong one. Turned my ass around, went into the other one, and I sat there and I waited for my really good friend, neighbor friend. It was like a father figure. And we were just sitting there having a beer, and I just could not stop fucking laughing. Because when I walked into the biker bar, there were two guys smacking each other while having a drink. Oh my god, they were so nice. When I walked in, I looked at them and I thought there was trouble, and one of them offered to buy me a drink. I'm like, no thanks, I think I'm in the wrong place. Anyway, back to the spirit guides. They will put you in wrong situations. They will put like terrible things in your way, not to harm you, but to see what you're going to do. And some of you guys are so naive and so gullible that you're just like trusting these spirit guides, and you're like, yeah, I trust you, buddy. And your spirit guide's like the equivalent of a 16-year-old with zits and pimples, the new one named Mr. Toby something or other, or like Betty Boop something. Minnie Mouse or some shit. I don't know. And they're supposed to fuck with you so that you learn what not to do. Because some of you are doing these terrible, terribly childish things to each other and you don't see it. So when your spirit guides are putting you through it, you think God is being mean to you and bad things are happening to good people. Well, they are, but you're making it that way because there's a part of you that's treating yourself that way. So your spirit guides are also learning that lesson. So they're assigned to that case. And you both kind of play chess with each other without knowing that it's the spirit guides doing it too sometimes. Not all the time. Sometimes you're learning these lessons with other people and yourself, and other people come into your life to teach you these lessons. But in some cases, like mine, for example, since I'm so isolated or protected or whatever the fuck you want to call it, most of my lessons come from spirit guides. So they'll maneuver things in my life. They will distort things. They will delay things. They will limit. They will crush. They will mess with. They will break. They will bring people into my life that say terrible things or do terrible things, and then they just disappear. And I can't sit there and like cry about it. I have to look at it because I know exactly what it is in the back of my mind. I'm being taught lessons. Look at the behavior. Look at the situation. What is it a metaphor for? This is why I say it's like this, it's like that, or I say it's actually or literally this, or I say it's a metaphor for this. I'm not just using those words to use them or to hear myself speak. I'm expecting you to have the intelligence to process this. You are just as much of a teacher, some of you, to your spirit guides, to some of them, as they are to you. And your spirit guides have more than one charge. You are not the only one they work with. They have their own life. They have their own universes. They have their own realities. They have their own homes. You have multiple spirit guides. They have multiple shifts. They actually work on something what we consider time, they consider something else. And they work off of that. We work on minutes and seconds. They work on the thing that's the epitome of time. moments, experiences, reality itself, eternally in motion. There is no time, there's only experience and being. What are we being now? Are we being entertained at a movie theater? Are we being feisty and riled up? Are we being a teacher? Are we being a victim? What scenario are we playing out now? What's the experience we are gaining? What is the pleasure we're feeling? What is the beauty we're creating? What are we being? And today I was shown that I was being the one that was unheard, the one that was not seen, and the ones whose needs weren't met. And what I had to do is to speak the thing that wouldn't want to be spoken. You are not a victim, you are a teacher. You're teaching your spirit guides to hear what can't be heard. You are teaching spirit guides to see what cannot be seen or shown. Some of you are suffering, and what you're being shown and what you're teaching people is that loyalty or respect or faith or gratitude or generosity, acceptance or giving, receiving, sharing, you know, adjusting, bringing harmony to, telling the truth about something, creating something for someone else, whatever. What's missing in your life that you're waiting to come into your life? Some of you are in the wrong relationships, and those relationships were absolutely divinely ordained, but it was a trap. Are you really going to believe that so and so is a relationship for you? Does it feel right that now that you're in it? No, right? It feels fucking weird. You're not at home. Okay, well, the next time your spirit guides send you messages and you misinterpret those messages, or you're about to misinterpret them, what are you going to do? Are you going to jump into another relationship that doesn't work because you think that's what you're supposed to do? Or are you going to use discernment and turn down, too good to be true because you realize it's not really what you want anyway? Do you really want the Seven of Cups and the $1,000,000 and the $1 billion lifestyle? Or do you just want the financial freedom because you have everything you need, you're at home comfortable, and you can go or do whatever the fuck you want? And you really don't want a Rolls Royce. What you really want is a reliable car you never have to fix, that you're comfortable sitting in. But what comes out of your mouth is you want this or that or this, or you don't like this or you don't like that. So your spirit guides give you exactly that so that you can see and be able to articulate exactly what you want through an emotional state that is accurate in describing a physical thing. You are learning how to manifest, and you are learning how to teach spirit guides at the same time. It's the same process because you are influencing spirit to become matter. Therefore, you and your spirit must be taught how to matter to others. You notice how in my past life, nothing I did matters in this life, yet in this life, everything I require to have a good life experience is what I built on in my last life already. Yet I have to do it again in this life. Allow me to go work at McDonald's for you. But they won't even let me get a job at McDonald's. You see what a standoff that is? So do I go through another fucking legacy of painting and make no money in this life, but do it for the next life and have no guarantee of the next life? Or do I stand my ground and say, I'm not doing it? There is a better way this time. And I don't care who ordained what in my life. Did it work the last time? No. We have proof. So now we do something different because I expect my goodness that I work for in the life that I'm experiencing and working for it to be good in. I'm working for the good in this life. Why do I want to work for it and store it for the next life when I won't even remember? What good did all those paintings do? Nothing. Nothing. I don't even have a car. I can't even get to the dentist. I don't even have a friend. And the people that were so madly in love with me, and so my entourage, and so my supporters, and the supposed ones in this life, they don't give a shit about me in this life. They don't care who I was. They don't care that they dress up as me. They don't care that they fucking grow their unibrow or they look at my paintings or posters of my shit in their house. They don't care that I'm right here. So why should I do it again in this life? What lesson is that? Look deeper in your own lives, you guys. We're here to teach the spirit guides, some of them, just as much as we're here to be taught by them. We are here to become responsible beings. That means we are going to be treated very irresponsibly sometimes, so that we can stand our ground and say, no, this is a boundary. You will not waste another lifetime of mine with empty promises and dangling carrots. And every day is a fresh start, yes, but for you to fuck with me, right? Not for me to benefit from what I've done. Could you even imagine how much my life would be improved if I had 10 private readings done every month? Can you even imagine what my life would be like after 10 months? Yet, who's been stopping it? Spirit guides, for various reasons. And the problems in your own lives out in the world, do you think they're only because you decided to do something stupid? Or do you think you were guided to do something stupid to learn from the thing you did? Do you think those of you who have really comfortable lives have the comfortable lives because you deserve it or because you're supposed to help others? Because you're comfortable, great, you reach that checkpoint. Now, from the state and checkpoint of comfort and financial freedom, what do? Oh, you just sit on your ass and do nothing, huh? Okay, well, your spirit guides are going to do the same thing. How does it feel? You see? I love you guys. I know I'm harsh with this stuff when it comes to telling you the truth, telling you the facts. I know I'm harsh, but I have to be. I spent a lifetime, a literal fucking lifetime, groveling at the feet of the one I love, as an echo from 2,000 years ago, groveling at the feet of the one I love. I groveled on my feet for so long, God took my legs. I cared for so many other women's sons and daughters that wasn't even given my own. Why bother? You're taking care of everybody else's kids. But you guys don't see the pettiness because you think, oh, spirit guides wouldn't do that. Oh, baby, they would. They do. And they are. Sometimes by intent, and sometimes they're doing it to be taught not to do it. See where you are on that level. It could be various reasons. It doesn't just have to be petty reasons. They could be teaching you to prepare you to be queen or king or leader of something. So they have to show you what not to do. And to teach you what to do by pissing you off enough for you to get up and do it yourself, so that you learn what it feels like to get the job done. Never send a man to do a woman's job. Never send a spirit guide to do a living being's job. Never send a living being to do a spirit guide's job. And never blame the other for the other's responsibility, and never put lies as fact before you and lead a fake life with that illusion blocking the path you should have walked. Your spirit guides are not all-knowing. Take that lie and throw it away, and recognize that your spirit guides are not all-knowing. They don't know everything. They don't. God knows everything. You don't. They don't. They can't force someone to love you. They can't force someone to leave you. They will work with you to build businesses and empires, or they will work with you to destroy them so you can learn how to maintain them. They will steal, they will lie, they will cheat, so that you see what it feels like to not do that. And they will keep pushing you and pushing you and pushing you until you say enough is enough and you deserve better and you mean it. And then they say, gladly, my lady, gladly, sir. Have you learned what you needed to learn? Do you now know how to respect the living and the spirit? Because now you know what it's like to be disrespected. And remember, everyone, if you humanize gods, then don't expect them to treat you like they're omniscient, omnipresent, and the epitome of compassion, because you humanize them. Therefore, they can be petty. Check your belief systems.